Howdy all, and welcome to part 20 of my playthrough series of Dune Awakening. Didn't think I was going to make it all the way to 20. I don't know how much further I'll go with this. The views seem to be dropping a bit. That might be I'm not doing very exciting stuff. It might be anybody who was watching is now moved past this particular level of things, but we'll see. That said, though, let me tell you why in this particular episode I am again starting at my base, which is something that I stopped doing a little while ago because it didn't seem to make any sense. The reason is that I made a few changes to the base because of the fact that the entire Dune Man set was finally released in the last big patch. And apparently, also, since that patch, I managed to get out of Twitch drops most of the Observer set. So previously, this was just a curved wall, and I didn't have the curved windows available to me. So I replaced the curved walls with curved windows here to open this up quite a bit. And then, since the full Dune Man set was finally available, I turned the garage into a garage. Used the Dune Man walls for the solid walls. I had to actually replace the roof pieces because the new replace feature in the tool didn't work. For some reason, you can't replace the roof sections up here, the Dune Man roof sections, into an existing corner or just curved roof. That may be because of those weird grid platforms that are on the top of these pieces. If you haven't seen those. I thought I hit E. There we go. I also figured out, based thanks to Eradication for some really cool tips on building, how to basically turn off the automatic opens on a lot of things. I found that really annoying. I also replaced this doorway with just a regular pentashield pass-through. But you see, on the top of all of these roof pieces here, you have these walkable grids, which is pretty cool. And then I also replaced, in the middle here, I put in these hatches and then stuck them open permanently. The reason is, and again, thanks to Eradication, these make really cool skylights, which, as you can see over there on the left of my screen, even though that's wide open, I'm still water sealed in here. Because of the fact that it's got pentashield barriers in addition to having a doorway. I also disabled automatic close. I should probably change that. Yeah, let me enable that. But then go ahead and close it anyway. I said go ahead and close it anyway. Close. There we go. So, yeah, those are basically the changes I've made. I threw a couple of, like I said, put that in there. I added, I think, some more observer windows up in these corners here, just because bring in more light in here. I would have to make this whole rooftop here flat to be able to put in... Actually, that's not true. I could put in 2 skylights right there, which I think I will do, but not in this playthrough. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is... I thought I had changed this over beforehand, but I had not. I am going to do the 4th Trial of Aql. And the reason is I want that third skill space available, and a little less importantly, I want the spice prescience skill to be available to me. So, to do that, I need to head over to Mirzabah. Yeah, over here. The hollow hammer. Which is showing me this is where the trial is, although it's... I guess it is up in there. The problem with this is that you've got to climb up into this hollow head of the hammer. And despite having seen plenty of suggestions as to what's the best route to take, I've never actually been able to find a really good way to get to that starting point Yeah, a lot of people say come in from the north. That hasn't ever really worked for me. Um, or at least it's no easier than coming in from any other angle, frankly. So a chunk of this video is probably going to be me climbing up that hammer, and but I do want to show you how to do it. So that's why that's going to happen. But that said, there's no point in me showing you how to drive over there again. So I will cut the video right here, and I will see you in a bit. Welcome back. Okay, I have reached this point right here. So I drove over down here, up here, and this seems to be one of the highest points you can drive to, right underneath this sort of land bridge, or very near to right underneath this land bridge over there. Over there. That's the one. And I think it looks like it would be pretty easy using the sugar wire claw and, you know, climbing to get all the way up there to start. So that's where I'm going to start. Let's put away the bike. All right, now let's see. Up there. Sugar wire claw as high up as I can go is probably right about there. Get a nice convenient spot over here. It's probably going to have to just be a straight up climb if I try the claw. Oh. I thought that looked like a place I could just let go and stand on. Apparently not. Come on. I mean, that is. Alright. Let's see. Let my stamina build back up. Climb over to here. Yes, that is a spot I can stand on. Let the stamina build back up. Now, one of the things I considered doing is going into the next stages of either Trooper and or Mentat. Because at this point, they're not super challenging, or wouldn't be super challenging for me. Ow! Crap. And I'm not going to be able to get to a point where I can stop, I don't think, before I run out of stamina. And boom. Alrighty. Well, that was a good way to show you how to not do something. Wonder if it would be easier if I went over that direction. Alright, we're going to try going up there toward that stone bridge. Ooh. That's not going to help much at all, is it? But we'll give it a try. I was saying, one of the reasons why I'd want to do some of the second tier skills is that I really could use a stamina boost. Although I think the best ones you get are from Swordmaster and Bene Gesserit, and, no, there. There we go. Get that recovery going. And I don't have the Bene Gesserit even first stage yet, and Swordmaster second stage is a bear. Um, so I would definitely want to wait for a few more levels before I attempted that one. Get a drink to bring my stamina up. All right. Come on. Stop bouncing off rocks. All right. So here's the land bridge. Come on. There we go. All right. Why aren't you jumping over that? Okay. Here we go. I think... Yeah, I can start seeing parts of the climb over there. There's the first cliff. All right. All right. My idea was sound. I just executed it poorly. Wow, that didn't help at all, did it? Oh, I mean, it did, but it didn't activate my Emperor's Wing at all. All right, so what you need to do is find these areas where you can see there's a piece of rope there. It basically tells you where the climb is. There are lights and or ropes. Let's see if... No, that one must be... Yeah, here's the ropes. So you want to go up here. That one helped. Okay, that helped me miss or avoid a bunch of climb. This one I think I'm going to climb because I'm not really sure where I would land. Yeah, so you've got... I guess you can either go up that way, which seems... But it looks like you need to... Yeah, you want to go over this way. Again, ropes. Nope, those are nothing to get. There are things to loot eventually when you get up here before you actually even get inside the head up there. But nothing fantastic. All right, let's keep going. And here they are. There's some dead bodies of people who've apparently tried to make the climb. Actually, that looked like Chom armor. Or, that's a Sardaukar mercenary armor. So I'm guessing that was Sardaukar chasing somebody up here and failing miserably. Or Sardaukar mercenaries. Not actually Sardaukar. Alright, now here we are. Here's the bridge that crosses over into the interior of the head of Mirzabah. Alright, and now we are inside. It's night. How do I activate... Oh, I know, you know what? I don't think I have the light. I don't think I've actually made a light. Alright, well, apologies for the extra darkness here. Oh, look. Oh, that's not a death still. Kind of looks like a death still.
The Sayadina and I made the long climb to hang a new prayer flag today. What a marvel that even in her advanced years, the Reverend Dejana can still scramble up the rocks like a spider. The only pity is, the prayer flag was of our own making. It seems an age since any siege community has gifted us with a woven symbol of devotion. There are so few pilgrims these days. But we here stayed true to our history and our faith. Though the off-worlders daily encroach upon us with their mines and their harvesters. Though a growing rabble of Kirab grows even bolder around our borders. We will remain faithful until the day we proudly answer the 7 mystic questions and pass into paradise with joy in our hearts.
Isn't that nice? All right, that looks an awful lot like it. Now, you see that? That's how you continue up to the top. And assuming we have enough time, I'll probably do that. Yep, this is definitely the place. And we get to do some snorting. Now, you can press the spacebar to skip those cutscenes. And I do that now. Once I've done it once, the cutscene going from, including the Awakening cutscene here, they're all exactly the same. So once you've done it once in the first trial, I skip all of them.
How do we honor the Creator? Ibn Qurtayba. Our enemies are as blades of grass mown down. Do you understand, Wali?
She seems awfully more quiet than the announcement on the recording. All right, there's something here, and it looks an awful lot like... Before I take this, all right, so what's going to happen? You see a whole bunch of, sand illusion people have appeared. And basically, to complete this trial, you have to fight until you activate the spice prescience, which activates that and gives you the third skill slot. I've always basically fought until they beat me down. I'm going to try to just let the first couple of them, knock me down as though they were about to kill me, which is what triggers the prescience, to see whether or not there's a minimum number of people you actually have to kill, or illusions you have to defeat. So.
Our God gave us the gift of time and the words of the Kitam Alibar. Knowledge without action is empty. Bila kaifa.
All right. I don't seem to be taking any more damage than I have right now, no matter how many times this guy hits me. So it looks like I'm going to have to let a certain number of them hit me before it gets to the point where I'm defeated. So let's see how many it takes. There's 2 sets. Ooh, a Sardaukar. Now you don't have any of your skills, including the slow blade. You basically just whack at them. Okay, you have to get to a point where Sados actually starts telling you this part. There we go. All right, now this is not where this skill is usually activated. I remapped it on a different character to be the equal sign so that there's no chance I would accidentally hit it. I think it's Z, um, which when X and C are actual skill activations, it's so easy when it's on the Z key to just accidentally trigger your spice prescience when you don't want to. So I would strongly recommend remapping it to something that's very far away from any other key you would normally use. Okay, you can see how things are lit up here. So the advantages are it increases your damage with every kind of weapon you use, and you can see where it's not actually showing when the people or the things show up, maybe because they're not actually alive. But in the actual use, you would be able to see them through walls, around obstructions. For the amount of time that the prescience lasts. Which, you can see it's already starting to drop down there. It's the bar that's lit up in that sort of lavender or purple. Come on, one at a time. And where's the other guy? There he is. And as you can see, that deep glowing purple is starting to disappear. Of course, one of the advantages of being in this test is that you have no stamina bar, so you can dodge forever. Alright, that seems to be it, and now I just need to go up this way.
How do we honor the Creator? We fight. Remember Salusa Secundus, Bila Kaifa.
And that was it. That's the fourth trial. It's really easy. There's no challenge to it, other than you basically have to fight enough times, and I think it was 3.
The fire of God set alight. How do we honor the Creator?
We fight.
We fight. Remember Salusa Secundus, Bila Kaifa.
And awaken. Now, lately, it's taken forever to go from being inside the instance of any of the trials back into the actual world and siege that my character is on. So I might wind up cutting this out depending on how long that connecting screen stays up there. So let's give it a trial and see what happens. Welcome back. Yeah, that was 1 minute and 12 seconds to go from the connecting screen to finally getting the little circle indicators, like the planetary revolving indicators showing that you are in fact connecting. You can see up there on the right, it's telling me that I now have I experienced the effects of spice, and I can enter a prescient state. It also shows that there are now 3 slots available. So if I go to... That's now unlocked, the middle slot. And I think... What do I want to put in there? So I've got the Shigawire Claw. You know what? Right now... We'll go back to the knee charge. That gives me a fast movement ability as well as another stun ability. There we go. Oh, now it's also mentioning you get spice withdrawal, and as you build up your tolerance, or as you use this state more and more, you will build up tolerance, and you will eventually start seeing hallucinations during the withdrawal, which is really wild. Okay, now we're going to, instead of just going back down, and I wouldn't show you how to go all the way back down because it's just basically the reverse of climbing up, we're actually going to go up to the top. And the reason for that, again, boy, I really thought I jumped there, but apparently I did not, is what you get when you're at the top. This way. Because you have to jump over this gap. I said jump. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a handy dandy chest. Oh, over here. Oh, that's right. There's another jump. Around this way. And we keep climbing up. Oh, look, sunlight. I guess that means we're getting close. It also means we're going to be out in the sunlight. And look at that. I've discovered the top of Mirzabah. So you see there's a wrecked ornithopter directly in front of you. You want to head towards that. Because just beyond it, I said just beyond it, oh no, right here, is a chest that has unique schematics. What is that weapon? Hold on. Let's go back to the chest. It is a standard Karpov and some Kirib Scout boots. It's all good stuff to destroy. I don't think I need too many blade parts at the moment. I always do that. As I'm about to drop something, I'll move my cursor. So now I have to find out. There it is. That's the one. That'll give me... All right. Oh, and I am getting sunstroke. Let's get out of here. That's better. All right, so now basically you just have to climb all the way down and, you know, get out of here. And that's just boring, dropping, climbing. There's nothing going on that's of any interest. I kind of messed up my clock, so I'm not sure. I think I'm probably at about 28 minutes worth of time here, which is a little short from what I normally do, but there isn't anything else that would take up like 6 minutes. I'll look. I don't think I can learn that while I'm here. Yeah, no, I need to be in a base or trade post or something. But Old Sparky would definitely be, I think, an upgrade. I don't know, I got a Power Pack Mark III, which is 300 power pool and regenerates in 24 per second. And Old Sparky is, yeah, only 175, but generates a little faster. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my Power Pack Mark III. So didn't get anything super great there. You can oftentimes get really good armor up there. You know what? I think I will actually do one more thing, and that is I'm going to go raid that chest in the Sukalusis, the Thieves' Den, because that's right at the bottom of this, basically. So that said, I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. All right, basically I just dropped all the way down and ran and climbed and jumped and so on all the way down here. So if you remember, that's what the entrance to the Sukalusis looks like. That's that sheltered parking area for your sand bike. And I am going to basically just drop right down on top of them. There's usually somebody right down there. So I am going to gear up. All right. Fully geared up. Let me drink a fair amount of water here to get my hydration all the way up. Not that, you know, at best there's 3 people that you have to fight. There's a couple of them. Coming in this way, it increases to, I think, 4 or 5. Nice headshot. Where'd you go? I don't know if I can make it through that. Thanks for shooting at me. And thanks for shooting at me. All right. Might as well get their vital fluids while I'm here. Oh, I didn't... That's why I took damage. I didn't even turn my shield on. Alright, that was silly. Let's try that again. And now that I have the prescience ability, I definitely want to get as much food as I can. There's the other one. Oh, you gonna come running up? You gonna fight? Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. And the sugar wire claw trick. Although I could have used the knee charge now that I think about it, now that I have it. Let's see, and let's loot your stuff and come down here for this guy, and let's loot your stuff. So I have to say, on my highest level character, I finally got to the very, very last Trial of Aql, where you learn the death still. The amount of water you can get is just insane. Oh, don't walk away. Ah. Waited too long. Oh, look at you all crouching down there. Alright. Let's... Alright, where's the blade user? Oh, there you are. Alright, who's going to pop out first? Come on. Somebody stop being smart and hiding because there's a guy with a sniper rifle. Alright. There we go. I heard somebody. Come on. Come on. Wow. I guess we'll do it with the blade. All right. You know, I just realized that I don't have any space left. So I'm going to have to ditch some stuff. Because I'm sure there's something up there that I want. But we'll deal with that when we get up there. All right, usually I run over and grab that chest, but I think I want to make sure I have space for whatever unique schematic I get up here. Do I have room for... I don't. Alright. So, Shredder. I already have Shredder, right? That's my shotgun? Yeah. Well, I definitely want the money. I can take those because I already have those. I definitely want the steel-infused iron dust. So what are we going to drop? The parts that I'm going to get off of that I don't really care about. I've got plenty of gun parts and can get tons more. So let's go ahead and take Shredder anyway. In the marketplace or the exchange right now, you can't really sell those for much of anything. And since I can't fly there yet, it's really almost not worth it. Unless I have to go to Arakeen or Harko Village for another quest, it's just not worth spending 2,500 Solari to make maybe 1,000. Really? Some of the people from upstairs have come down here? Interesting. Well, if they have, I don't see them. Or maybe I'm just hearing them upstairs. I must be just hearing them upstairs. Yeah, I don't need to go kill those people. I'm already loaded up. Alright, and since you, again, don't need to see me drive back to my base, I believe we're going to call that a video. I think that probably pretty much fills up like 36 minutes or so. So, thank you for joining me on this particular 20th episode of my playthrough. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it that thumbs down. If you have any comments or questions about this video, or any videos we put up on our Nerd Caliber channel, please do leave them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so and clicking the notification bell icon so that you do get notified of when any of the videos... Oh, look, someone did come down here. All right. I guess I'm going to hang around a little bit longer. Let's avoid you, and then boom, and then knee charge, and then boom, and then rifle, and then... Oh man, there's another one. Oh. Snapshot didn't work that time. That time it did. Well, let's fill up those blood bags. Let's see, who... Oh, wow. Alright, you're gonna be that way, huh? More blood and goodies. Let's see. I wonder if that's everybody from upstairs. Like, way to get in the way of my outro, guys. I mean, jeez. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, do I have... I don't. I definitely want armor plating. Armor plating is always valuable. Let's see, a Dew Reaper Mark II. And we'll get rid of that. There. Did I already get your blood? I did. Oh, and I can't anymore. So, let me just get that armor plating off of you, and see if there's anything of any value to get off of you. Alright. That's it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Until the next time, stay safe, be well, and bye-bye.